What's good? What's good, everybody? It's your boy 313 J Mo. We are back once again for DSA Above the Rim, man. We here, man. And we're gonna try to be back every week on opposite channels for you guys as usual, man. I got my man Detroit Drew in the building with me. What's good, man?
What up, dope peeps? How's everyone doing today? Hopefully, you guys are having a good day. It's great to be back, and I can't wait to talk about the guys you have right there in the thumbnail. It's gonna be a good show.
Yeah, I know it's spontaneous out of the blue show, so y'all can watch this tape back later, man. We just gonna have some fun. This way people was available, but man, so we gonna have to start off with Saddiq Bey because this guy right here dropped 51 damn points. Um, I don't even I like yeah, 51 points in your second year is just like it's like some next level stuff, and I still think he's like a very very high end like all-star caliber player. We're gonna get into the talk about that a little bit, but like it was just something special to watch from him. But the main thing is though, like when he get a green light, man, he likes to be free or whatever. But on this show we always held it down for Saddiq Bey, and we even had him on our scouting profile as a player that we wanted us to draft. So like we've been on Saddiq Bey from day one. So I'm just proud of the dude went crazy. I had a couple Saddiq Bey stands say some crazy things about me about him versus Cade. I'm like, y'all need to chill out. But what do you think about Saddiq Bey being able to have a 50-point game in his second year?
Wow, it's insane. How rare is that a second year player can go off like that? I mean, I can't think of too many. That's stuff like guys like Kobe, MJ, those caliber players have done in their career. Not too many guys come in year number two on a struggling team that dropped 50. That efficiency. He couldn't miss. He had 10 threes. Of course, Cade wasn't there, Jerami Grant wasn't there. But that just goes to show you that he's going to be one of the main guys offensively because Cade doesn't need the ball to be effective. Cade initiates the offense. He's already got the perfect partner in crime in Saddiq Bey with that. Saddiq is lethal out there. Doesn't matter if it's off ball, doesn't matter if he's in rhythm, off the dribble. That game showed you a little bit of what he could do. And it's improvement on the shots inside the 3 point line, finishing in the paint, midi, getting to the free throw line. He incorporated all of that in 2 years and put it together for one game. And he's still got a lot of work to do to get better. But how many games in a row now has he gotten close to 20? Like, he's starting to find himself in this team consistently. This is the beginning of something special. An all-star backcourt with Cade and Saddiq leading the way. Through the course of Piston history, every time we've won a championship, it's been with the backcourt. Isaiah and Joe D, the bad boys. Mr. Big Shot, The Mask, Chauncey and Rip. They orchestrated everything. We're doing what we have done in the past to win championships and are modifying it to today's NBA with Cade and Saddiq Bey. You can't hype them up enough. If you're a Pistons fan, doesn't matter if you're in the city or out of the state, out of the country, you have to be excited about these two players. Every single night they're doing something special together. Or one of them's going off, one of them's having a good game, if not both of them. Him to drop in 51, it just shows you how confident he is in himself.
I mean,
You
y'all
go
gotta
for 42.
understand something, man. Blake Griffin, who was basically a borderline superstar when he was here, dropped 50. Saddiq
Yeah,
had more.
yeah.
Like that's what people need to understand, man. Now, like, I definitely think this is something. This shows that he's special and his potential is even higher than some people might have thought. But I always thought like he could be like I said, like a Chris Middleton, and that's not a downplay because we watched Chris Middleton drop 50 in the playoffs more than once and carried his team to the finals when Giannis was hurt. So Chris Middleton is a legit second best player on the championship team, perennial All Star. Phenomenal. Like dude can drop 50 any night. We've literally seen him do it. So I think Saddiq Bey can do that and more because he might have a little more bounce to him when it comes to athleticism. And it's just crazy how him and Cade is scoring all of these points, but like when you look at the numbers, the efficiency is just like not there. So I'm like, so when these guys getting efficient, what they gonna be doing? Averaging 30 a game? Like because it's just crazy. It's so nice to see him to be able to get a green light, man. I remember Dwayne Casey was saying earlier, Saddiq Bey could take all the shots in the world, and when everybody got hurt, like I just realized Saddiq Bey has played 70 games, so I think he's played in every game, hasn't he?
Yeah, he just after the 50-point game, they talked about that. He hasn't missed a game since high school, and it's his biggest accomplishment so far.
He played 82 last year?
Yep.
Wow, this dude is durable. Yeah, that means he gonna be a star, man. He might reach plateaus we ain't talking about if he don't get hurt like that. Shoot, this man ain't wow. That's phenomenal.
Yeah.
I ain't heard about that. Like that. That's LeBron. Like
Yeah, I can't remember.
That's young Ron. Like what?
It was either Johnny Kane, Rod Beard, or James Edward who shared that one. I don't remember who it was, but it was one of those guys on Twitter that said that comment.
No, his durability is gonna be his biggest accomplishment. This is why he probably gonna end up with a max contract from the Pistons, because he probably gonna play in every damn game.
Well, if he keeps playing like that, he's damn worth it.
And but that's why he's been able to grow so much, because he's been able to get all the experience of playing. Like most players don't play in every single game. And with a guy like him, with his skill set and his potential, the more he play, the better he gonna get. And maybe he did need a game where he was just by himself and he could just take all the shots he wanted to see him go in. But I think this did something for his confidence level, because Saddiq, like before this, he would have games where he would drop 20, drop 30, and then he'll drop 12, and then 11, and then 13, and then 13, and then 9. And I'm just like, and then he'll drop 20 again. But going off of just the last game that the Pistons played, I think this definitely gonna be a different stride for Saddiq. Maybe he can get to where Cade was when he was scoring 20 in basically every single game, and get his efficiency up a bit. Because you can see it in the last game, he was running around with a lot more energy. So I think this is the sky's the limit for him. Absolutely, the sky's the limit for him. We got some people in the chat, man. We got Anthony Harris, what's good? Alan Humphrey, what up though? Big Dog, what's good? Mr. Blueface Falcon, what's good, man? We got my man Mondo Ray Moore, man. What up though? What's good, Mondo? Salute, man. But I did want to keep talking about the fact 10 3-pointers. I don't people understand, like, a lot of people can drop 50, but they can't do it hitting 10 threes. And when we go back to his rookie season, and what did he tie the record for the most threes or break the record, him and Anthony Edwards?
Mm-hmm.
So this dude could end up being like one of the best 3-point shooters, period, if he's been hitting threes like this at this clip, and can hit 10 3-pointers in a damn game. Like,
you know who wasn't
that's
doing
crazy.
that? You're number 2.
Oh,
Steph Curry.
Hey,
he wasn't hitting 10 threes a game yet.
No, I don't think he dropped 50 in the second year. Yeah, I mean, no.
Klay Thompson ain't do that. I don't even think guys like Ray Allen or maybe Reggie Miller came close, but I doubt it. And those are some of the greatest shooters we've ever seen play. Those are the greatest shooters we've ever seen play, and they weren't doing this at year number 2. So I mean, like, you're right. Like, the sky's the limit. I'm not trying to say Saddiq's in that conversation, because those guys have Hall of Fame careers. Saddiq hasn't gotten there yet, but at year number 2, he is on pace for his career to compete with every single one of those guys right now, which is kind of crazy to think about.
Yeah, man. But with him though, he's still playing defense. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like it's good on both ends. What's good, everybody? The show ain't gonna be as long as usual. It's gonna be a shorter show, but we definitely had to chop it up with y'all. My man Cade, continues to show he's better than Mobley, and Saddiq Bey dropping 50 points. And I guess we can give Jerami Grant a shout out. But maybe if we feel like it. It's like, no, man, we gonna talk about JG a little bit. But when you talking about the second year 50 points is just it's some great stuff. And maybe he can be an all-star next year, because I know for a fact Cade's gonna be an all-star next year. So you can book that. So if we can have a couple all-stars next year that's young though, and I don't know what's gonna go on with the Jerami Grant situation, whether we flip him for pieces to fit the team better, or hold on to him, because as much as the Jerami Grant thing is a problem for a lot of people, it's just like, yeah, we could easily move him and get a great package and everything could work fine, but he doesn't have to necessarily leave, because he's learning to fit with Cade and Saddiq Bey. Like, he's literally learning to fit with the team and still being able to get his 20 and be able to get his 30. I'm just thinking about it not from my perspective. From Troy Weaver's perspective, he like, I got 3 guys that can give me 20 each night, and they all play defense. You know what I'm saying? Unless I'm getting something great for Jerami Grant, I don't know if Troy Weaver's going to trade his golden boy. And it might not really hurt the team, because at the end of the day, they're playing together. It's about chemistry. It's really about chemistry and building all the chemistry right now. Because when I look at a young team like the Raptors got multiple guys that can drop 20 each night, and they learn the way to play together. So I'm just thinking, I don't know what Troy Weaver is gonna do, but I hope Jerami Grant raised their trade value so somebody offers something crazy. But
Well, if he keeps dropping 40 or 30 a night, that will greatly help. But I think what the Pistons are trying to do is they're trying to make it work, because they know Saddiq and Cade, like, they're not going to be held down for very much longer. You're starting to see them get better and better every single night. You see Cade flirting with triple doubles every night. Saddiq's got potential to score 50 now every night. You never know when he's going to pop off with one of those nights again. It's now about, like, where does Jerami Grant fit with all this? Because beginning of the year, it didn't fit. It didn't work. We were 5-23 to start the season. It was not great. And of course, Cade missed the first 2 weeks of the season with an injury, with the ankle injury. So they're just now starting to figure it out. Like, how do we play together? How do I make everyone work? And having a leader like Cade Cunningham as a rookie, trying to figure out how to make all these guys work when he is still turnover prone. His handles aren't there yet. He's not perfect yet, but he's doing the best in his ability to make sure everyone fits. For some reason, Cade has figured out how to make Corey Joseph fit in this lineup. Still, we could do better than Corey Joseph, certainly. But Cade's starting to figure out how to make guys like Rodney McGreal come in. Rodney threw an alley-oop the other night. I haven't seen him do anything that cool since he's been here. So it's like all this pressure's on Cade to do it, and he's doing a good job making it fit. But if you can have it where Cade's scoring 20, Grant scoring 20, Saddiq scoring 20, you show me teams that have consistently had 3 20-point-plus scores on a team and weren't in title conversations. That's never been seen, where a team had 3 20-point scores and was not. So the future is there for this team. It's just like, is Jerami Grant going to be that guy? Because last night you could kind of see it. Even though he had 40, he kind of held the offense up with the Jerami Grant hero ball. It's the same thing that happened when Blake was here. Same thing.
Well, see, this is my thing. Yes, he held it up with the Jerami Grant hero ball, but the man had like 32 points. Like,
he had 40.
Like, you gotta. No, I'm saying, like, you sometimes when a player playing like that, you gotta let him shoot until he break his fingers off. The nigga had 40, bro. Like, you gotta sometimes you just gotta let it. You gotta let him do that, man. Like, whether it was Saddiq Bey or Cade or whoever had 40 that night, you just gotta live and die by that, because when a player is that hot and that good, you just gotta live and die by it. We didn't win the game. We didn't win the game because we ain't played no defense at the end, for real. And we let Sadie Osman turn into a GOAT. But with Jerami Grant, this is the thing. So yeah, he can stay on the team and everything can work. My man Devin 99 in the building. We got 16 people in the chat. I need 16 likes on this video. I need you to share this video. He's learning to fit with the team, but this is the thing, though, that people aren't realizing. Like I said, he can stay on this team, but I would move on from Jerami Grant. And there's one reason why. His name is Hamidou Diallo. You can put him in Jerami Grant's spot. And Diallo, we've already seen him have 30-point game. I think Diallo potential is damn near limitless. I think he's just going to get so much better. So, and he's younger. Jerami Grant is the best he's going to be right now. He might have one more level, might, but like he is what he is right now. He's a solid 20-point scorer that can play defense, and sometimes go off for crazy nights. But when you look at Diallo, do we forget how when we had Diallo when we were on like a 5-game winning streak or something? Like, bro, we wouldn't teams was not beating us when we had everybody. Bagley, Diallo is a very, very, very pivotal piece. And when you look at his potential and having him in the starting lineup instead of Jerami Grant, I just don't think it's gonna hurt us. And you can put him at the 2 guard and have run Cade at the 1 if that's what you want to do. Maybe draft a Chet Holmgren or reverse it, have Ivy at the 1 if that's what you want to do, and then have Diallo at the 3 with Saddiq at the 4, while Cade's at the 2. But when you look at the Diallo aspect of the whole situation, then you move Jerami Grant. And then you say for what? I would say shooters. Go get shooters. We need shooters and we need dirty men role players. That's what we need. And we definitely need a center. But I think we could draft one. So I don't know what they're gonna. It's like I don't know where they're gonna go with the draft because that's gonna decide what you're gonna go try to get with a Jerami Grant trade. But like if you want to keep Diallo and Jerami Grant, then hey, okay. Like at the end of the day, Diallo's always going to be super tough, no matter what. You know what I'm saying? And who knows? You know what I'm saying? So I believe in that. But when I think about how good Diallo is and how good he can be, and then guys like Isaiah Livers, who I told y'all was going to be a freaking beast, because I'm a Michigan fan. I know all these Michigan players. When I look about how we have a lot of good young players and people want to talk about Killian, but Killian he has a perfect role on this team, whether y'all like it or where we drafted him or not. Like when he's not on the team, you can see it. Like we can't guard nobody. So I don't want to hear about this man no more. Because the moment he was gone, everybody started dropping 40 and 50 on us. Like Darius Garland looking like a GOAT. Killian went against Cole Anthony. The man had how many points? Like, what did he do to Trae Young? I'm just saying he has a perfect role on this team, even if he was overdrafted. And his potential is still going up too. So when you look at all of the young players, you can just run these guys because we've had a unique chance to be able to run all of our young players, and because they can play defense, we can stay in games. And I keep saying it. That's the one thing I'll get Troy Reaver credit for. Our players can play defense. I know, like, the team defense isn't good. I'm talking more individual. But when you got Stewart and Killian and Bey and Diallo and, like, Jerami Grant lineup, and then you trade out Cade for Killian, like, where are we dropping off? And, like I said, when you can play defense like that, it allows you to stay in games and be able to build some chemistry and figure out who role is what. And if you see the team, they're very tight knit. Whenever a player is going or got the juice, they let them get going. Even whether it's Kelly Olynyk, and then when you think about Marvin Bagley, I think our team can be really, really way better next year than we think. Mainly because of one guy, Cade Cunningham. And I'm gonna say this. I've been saying it for a while, and I'm gonna keep saying it, man. Cade Cunningham is him. He's truth. He's the truth. Cade Cunningham is the best young rookie leader I've seen maybe since a Chris Paul. The whole reason why this team is this team, the whole reason why we are anything is because the way that this little 20-year-old kid is a leader. Like, you got to understand, some people are just born different. And Cade is that. And like I said, I think this is the best draft class since 2003. I think Cade is light-skinned Bron. This draft class is literally going to go down in history. Like, this draft class has multiple superstars. Like, it's going to shape the league. And, I think this is, even better than the 2018 draft class. And, but when you look at Cade, Cade made Jerami Grant figure out a way to fit into this basketball team. And now the chemistry, everything, it just works. Because we got a real leader, man. I don't think people understand, this dude is a rookie, but he's leading like he damn Chris Paul. It's just he ain't as good because he's a rookie. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I look at that, it's just like the sky's the limit because our team is having a chance to develop, and as much as I want Dwayne Casey gone, I'll give him a little bit of credit because it seems that some people are getting the green light. You know, Killian should be starting, of Corey Joseph, of course, and like I just don't get it. If you actually have y'all seen Killian and Cade play together? Like they play great together. Or did I look at it wrong? Have I seen it wrong, Drew?
No, there's um I don't know what you want to call it, a graphic. There we go. We'll be correct here. And it shows with and without Killian playing with Cade. Cade's numbers are like at least three different in every category when Killian's there versus when he is not. He's better with Killian than without by like three in every single thing: points, rebounds, assists, field goals, 3% free throws. It gets all down without him. So it's not what we thought it would be. But people are looking at Halliburton and seeing that he's a scorer and he can get 20 a night. Killian's got the potential to get there, but it's not where he's at right now. Was he overdrafted? Yes. People want Saban Lee over him. I
Hell no.
get it. You want something fresh, but I can tell you this right now.
No.
Saban Lee is not guarding Trae Young the way Killian did. That was probably some of the best defense I've seen on Trae Young since Trae Young's coming in the league. It was just doggish is the only word I could think of. He makes it so much more difficult for these guards because he's what, 6'5", 6'6", somewhere on the ballpark. He's a taller guard that just is a dog on defense. Makes it way tougher for anyone to get their moves or their packages off. It's just he does homework defensively. He knows everyone's moves and is trying to anticipate them. Plus, he is a floor general, man. He can pass it from one end of the court to the other. So his role is not to score. It's to help these guys like Diallo, Livers, Kelly Olynyk, Bagley get all their shots off the bench. He's orchestrating there, and it's working. All these guys have had
That's what I'm
good
saying.
games.
Like he literally has a perfect role on this team. Whether you know what I'm saying, and like sometimes you just gotta let these players develop, man, because we still see strides from them, and every so often. But like that's what I'm saying. The reason why he plays well with Cade is because he does everything Cade doesn't have to do. He's guarding the best player. Now he's running the offense, so Cade doesn't have to do it. He can just focus on scoring. Now Cade can roam defensively because Killian is guarding whoever. You know what I'm saying? It just like he allows Cade to like play a more freer game. So that's just a fact. But all right, man. We gotta talk about Jerami Grant. The guy dropped 40 points against Cleveland yesterday. Cade with 15, 10, and 6, you know, boss. But what do you think about what Jerami Grant did last night? Because I literally, you could have bet me $100 and I would have lost $100. I would be like, no, he's not dropping 40 tonight. like against Cleveland, I would have been like, no. So, what do you think about what he was able to do, and do you think that he can start to do something better for this team?
So
It's at the end of the season. We know this.
He usually struggles against Jared Allen protecting the paint. So when he was out, he exploited that. But he was hitting a lot of jumpers the other night, which is what was needed for the team because Cade, he missed a couple games due to an illness. He looked kind of slow and out of place. It took him until like the second half to get back into it. But when we were winning most of the game because Jerami Grant was going off, he was at times all we had going for us, especially to start the game where he couldn't miss. I think he shot like 4 for 4 to start the game and had 10 points and was keeping us in it early. At times is what we're going to need because you play 82 games in a regular season. You're not going to be on your best for most of the game or for most of the season. He did what was needed of him. At the end of the game, when everyone else had it going, this is the problem with it, is it stops the offense dead. So even though he had 40, there was a couple times he missed a couple of shots that would have helped. But like you said earlier, when someone's got it going like that, you have to live by it. They've earned the right when they got the high hand to keep it going. Because we just did the same thing the other night with Saddiq Bey. When he had a high hand going, of course, no one else was there to play. But you got to give those guys those looks. They've earned those opportunities. So this is what he's going to be. It's kind of funny that he came here last year as the first option, though. And now he's starting to go back to the second and third option at times, which is what he's kind of like just meant to be, I feel like. But if he can stay the 20-point range, he's got a home here. You're not just going to move him on because he does play defense, and he is a shooter. He can attack down low, so you don't really know how to guard him defensively because he's got multiple ways of getting a bucket, which is very important. Playoff teams need that. Championship teams need a guy you can just give the ball to go get a bucket.
And you got to remember, he is a veteran.
He is a veteran. He's played on a lot of good teams. He's played with a lot of good players.
These young teams can go to the next level if they have it like DeMar DeRozan, Jerami Grant type player. We know DeRozan is 1,000 times better. But I'm just talking about the concept of having that 28-year-old veteran that can still score the ball and take over and score 40 some nights while y'all in y'all second and third year developing.
But he's a real vet, not like Corey Joseph and McGriddle that are just here.
Like him and Kelly Olynyk are real veterans.
Yeah, they're real vets. And what we need for these young teams, because next year when our goal is to make the play-in tournament or have higher expectations of being
I think we might make the playoffs next year.
I do too.
That's what I want. Like, I'm gonna tell you, it depends on who we draft. We're gonna get to that, but
the East is still tough. We don't know what's gonna happen with free agency yet, but it seems like more and more teams in the East are trying to make a run at things. So I mean, it's always going to be tough now because in the East, the top 6 teams have some of the best players in the league.
The East is the new West.
It is.
Hope y'all know that.
It's not going to be easy next year. But if the Pistons are serious, which I think that they'll have enough talent to compete to get a 6 seed or higher next year, that you have more guys like Kelly Olynyk, like Jerami Grant, who are real vets that can help out these younger teams. Because I think we got enough young talent, especially after we have another top 5 pick in the draft this year of getting another good player. The young talent's there. You can only have so much young talent. Now is going to be the time in free agency and the trade market to start making your moves to compete, moving the needle. Because if you just have a team of young guys that come back next year, yeah, Cade and Saddiq are going to take a step forward, but who will be the next one to take a step forward? Probably that's why having a veteran come in next year, or if it's just Jerami Grant coming back, that we have that 1-2 punch outside of Cade and Saddiq where we can give it to this third option and trust them. And I think Jerami Grant wants that. I don't think he wants to leave, but he does want a lot of money. I don't know if
we not paying you. We might have to move you. But Cade and Jaden Ivey. I already told y'all about Jaden Ivey. So like I just feel like it depends on where we trying to go in the draft. Because I think like day one, Jaden Ivey have more impact. But like Chet is he's just gonna be better in like the long run. So if they wanted to compete this year, yeah. If they drafted Jaden Ivey, I don't see how we wouldn't make the playoffs unless Ivey isn't as good as I think he is. That's the only way. But there's no way he's not gonna be as good as I think he is because he won't even have to. He won't even have to do everything on this team. All he got to do is score the ball and be athletic. That's very easy for him to do. Like you got Ivy, Cade, Saddiq Bey, Jerami Grant, and like Marvin Bagley. And I know y'all love Stewart, but Marvin Bagley is that dude. I think he gonna find a home here and end up being very, very good. When you have a lineup like that, and then you can run out of Killian, Hami, Stewie, Isaiah Livers, Kelly Olynyk lineup, like, oh my goodness. You know what I'm saying? Now you're talking about a team that's deep, and then Luka Garza will probably be floating around, maybe get a little bit better, and we'll still have our other prospects. I still like Pickett. I want him on this team too. So when we looking at that, the team could be really good, or you could just go in a different direction and you could have Chet instead. So it just depends on what they want to do because maybe they want a veteran point guard instead of getting to put besides Cadence or whatever. I don't even know if they want a point guard or not at this point. We just assuming that. Like we don't really. What if they like, no, we straight. We got Cade. We don't want a point guard, so we don't really know what's going on with that.
Let me ask you this real quick. I think we got our we're not sponsored by a sporting bet book show, but hey, if you're a sporting bet show and you need us to sponsor you, we're down. So we have the injury report for Monday's game against the Trailblazers. Jerami Grant, knee is out. Kelly Olynyk, ankle is questionable. And Killian Hayes has a post-traumatic headache. It's probable. I don't know what the hell that means. But with Jerami Grant being out, I think it's safe that you take the over on Saddiq Bey's point spread.
Saddiq Bey and Cade dropping 20. Easy. Easily.
The Blazers are tanking harder than
They
we
might
were
drop a
last
triple
year.
double. Oh yeah, Blazers ain't trying to compete with nobody, man. They getting killed by the Pacers right now. We'll probably beat the Blazers. We at home too.
I was looking that part up right now.
Yeah. No, man. I already told y'all, Jaden Ivey is the one player in the draft that I'm sure is gonna be good. Like,
Yeah, we're
I
home
know for
tomorrow.
a fact he's gonna be good. Like, I'll die on that hill. But I really hope he does pan out. So I would just take him. But Chet is Chet, bro. Chet is Chet, bro. I don't know understand. Like, I don't care about the tournament. I don't care about none of that crap, bro. Cade had a bad game, his last game in the tournament. I don't care. Like, for real. I do not care about that damn tournament. Chet is Chet. So when you look at it like that, and Jabari Smith is Jabari Smith, you know what I'm saying? I know people were talking about Jalen Duran. But we got Stewart. We don't need that type of center. You know what I'm saying? We need a we need a like if you're gonna go for that, you're right. I'd rather you get like Mo Bamba because Mo Bamba can shoot threes. But we don't need that type of center necessarily. K year 2 plus a top 3 draft pick equals playoffs. Absolutely, man. If y'all got any comments, any super chats, anything you want to drop in the chat, man, let me know. Now, man, did you see Pickett, man? That boy Pickett was cooking Jason Tatum.
Yeah.
Like, I think Ivy got a higher flow than Paulo.
I think Ivy fits best with Cade, year number 1 out of anyone else in the draft right now. Like plug and play.
Right. You literally replace Corey Joseph with Ivy. Ivy's averaging 15 points a game on like 44-36, and he's charged. And then now we just have another dynamic athletic scorer on the team. It would be like almost, and I know y'all gonna hate me for saying this, but it'd be like if you put Jalen Green next to Cade. That's what it'd be like, bro. Like, and honestly, if you put Jalen Green next to Cade, good lord, like that's something people don't want to see. But yeah, it's gonna be plug and play.
Well, look how much better Mobley looked at the Rising Stars game with
Cade. I know, man. Cade, bro. I was like, bro, this boy Cade turned Mobley into a star. Like that's what I'm saying. That's why he's the best player in this draft. Like we saw it in the Rising Star game. All of the guys that's gonna be superstars, Hall of Famers, and shaping the league and champions. It was in that game for sure. And Cade was the leader and the best player of the team. So period. We already saw that.
I don't know though. It's like that's a good question to bring up. Robinson, who brought that up in the chat? I seen that we were talking about that for a hot
Mitchell
second.
Robinson.
Yeah, like I don't know. Like I don't know if he'd be ideal for another center added into this team because I mean you got
I don't
Bagley,
want
Stewart,
them type of
and
centers
Wayne.
anymore. Like if we get in a center, he got to be able to shoot. I don't want because we got Stewie and Stewie learned that. Like I don't want another like Mitchell Robinson, Andre Drummond type center. I want to like give me a check. Like I said, Mo Bamba because Mo Bamba can protect the rim and he can shoot. You know what I'm saying? Miles Turner,
lob threat,
protect the rim, can shoot. I don't want any of them guys anymore because that's not gonna fit this team. Cade, sometimes Cade gonna have to kick that ball out. Cade is a dominant inside scorer. You know, sometimes y'all gonna have to move out the way.
No facts, but I think a lob threat continues to help him in the pick and roll, which you're starting to see with Bagley. Bagley's only been here for a handful of games, and he's averaging like a lob a game right now. Adding more guys to that because Stu's undersized, and he kind of gets lost in the pick and roll, and he's not above the rim kind of a player. But someone like Robinson, that's all he's going to do. He's going to block shot, get rebounds, and get alley-oops. That's all he's going to do to the table. He's not a better player than that. He's not going to develop anything more than that. So I don't think it's a permanent solution, but if you wanted to try it for a year, you could until you can find the right center. But you do need to find the one center who's going to do everything. And maybe that's developing Bagley because I don't think Sacramento did a whole lot to develop him. Like he really doesn't seem like he's a whole lot better than what he was in Sacramento. Like
do people realize how good Marvin Bagley is right now?
He's one of those guys we were talking about earlier. That's like a 20-point per game scorer. Like that's his potential. He could be a 20-10.
Like Marvin Bagley has all-star potential.
Yeah.
Like seriously, the dude is a beast. when he's playing well. Obviously, he doesn't play well every single game, but like you can see, like, oh man, all he needs is an opportunity to play and get touches, and he's a problem. Marvin Bagley literally could be a top 3 player on this team in the future. That's how good he could be. You know what I'm saying? So
I think next year, if he starts, because I think he is a better player than Stu, and I think bringing Stu off the bench with Killian, I think they fit better than Stu and Cade, in my opinion. Not that I don't
well,
like
that's
Stu
because
or anything.
Killian's a dimer, man. He's a
Yeah,
fucking maestro.
and that gives you energy off the bench. You're gonna have Stu and Diallo coming in off the bench. Well, I mean, depending on what we do with Jerami Grant, Diallo might be starting, but let's say we keep Jerami Grant, bring everyone back, run it back. Having Stu and Diallo come off the bench, just two high energy guys that don't take plays off. Like you think you're going to get a break against the bench and you won't. This could give Bagley the opportunity next year to take that leap like Christian Wood did with us. He could be one of the most improved players next year if he gets the opportunity to. He's that good. But although like you look at his numbers though, and his numbers aren't bad. Like at all. Even when they were in Sacramento.
Man,
He
that
still
boy
got
was dropping
15.
20, 11, and 9. I mean, yeah, in Sacramento, he's giving you 14. Yeah, but I'm about to say, boy been giving you 20 and 10, 19 and 10. Like, stop playing with that boy. I told people Marvin Bagley. I'm like, what did I tell you, Drew? Last show, as soon as we got, I'm like, oh, we're signing Marvin Bagley. I literally like everybody. I want you to know before he plays, we're re-signing Marvin Bagley. I told y'all
100%.
because I knew what he was gonna do. And like he's still getting used to this. He just got here, man. He's still getting used. He's still getting used to this team. It's been 12 games, but he's shooting his highest field goal percentage he's done shot. And he's playing with way better point guards than he's ever played with. I'm talking about pure point guards. Like Fox and even Halliburton. Like pure point guard. And if you compare that to like Cade and Killian, it's just not a comparison. We talking about passing the ball.
Wait until after they can get their workouts in together in the summertime. Come back next year.
Yeah, man, Bagley gonna be tough. I'm trying to tell y'all, he gonna be tough.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I'm like, I don't know what Troy Weaver gonna do. He like, look, I could believe in Bagley and not get Chet, and then get Jaden Ivey. I could just take Jabari Smith, or I could just take best player available. Like,
It's a beautiful problem to have.
I just feel like we have to select the right player because we have so many good players with a whole lot of potential that can have impact. You don't want to get a guy that's gonna come in here and ruin the chemistry, or come in here and force us to get rid of one of our top players just because they're so good. Like, what do we got, Paolo? And I hate to say it, let's say he was so good we had to get rid of Saddiq Bey or something like that. Like, I would rather get somebody who fits the team and is really good, if you see what I'm saying, than because that happens a lot. You get another guy, and now we got to choose between a lot of great players. I rather just keep the core going. You know what I'm saying? And I know somebody like Chet is not gonna interfere with none of that for a fact. Can't say that about like Jaden Ivey or Paulo or even Jabari now that we have Marvin Bagley. Chet he's just Chet, bro. That's all I'm gonna say. Like, I'm not gonna say anymore. I just let the boy play in the league. He Chet. Y'all gonna learn.
You know, I don't think that this year's draft will have that effect though. Is like say you do take Chet. Okay, that's fine. You're probably gonna let Kelly Olynyk move on. Probably won't bring him back. Or if so, you're just gonna play what Cavaliers are doing. You're gonna have Beef Stew and Bagley out there at the 5 and Chet at the 5, and then move Stu to the 4, put Kelly at the 4. Like you got some versatile options that can work, right? Anything else than that though, it's just like you take Ivy, you're losing Corey Joseph. Oh man, that must suck. If you take Paolo, he's going to take Rodney McGriddle's spot. Not that he gets a whole lot of minutes, but
no, but
you're going to make it work.
Position he gonna be playing.
And you know, I think if you do get one of those guys though that is competing for those jobs, Jerami Grant's going to be the odd man out. You're not going to move Saddiq Bey. You'll move Jerami Grant to make it work. So I don't think we're going to have to worry about moving on from one of these core pieces. Even Killian Hayes, I think he's safe. I know a lot of people don't like him right now.
That's what
or
I'm
aren't
saying.
too
Like,
high on him right now, but I don't think he's going anywhere.
Makes a big enough jump, and then you got Ivy here. I just like, man, all these players are phenomenal. Let's get that straight. I just want us to get the right one. Simple as that. for the team, because I feel like this team can really be like in 3 years like a dominant team, like dominant. So we just got to be able to. We don't want to be like, dang, why don't we just pick this guy or that guy or nothing like that. And that's something that Troy Weaver has to figure out. But I mean, yeah, you replace Ivy with Corey Joseph and Killian's the backup point guard. I mean, I don't see nothing wrong with that, to be honest with you. So it is what it is. But like Bonchero, he's a 4. Jabari Smith is a 4. And then Chet's a center. Bagley has center height, but he's a 4. But because of his height and stuff, he can play and does play center. But he's more of a power forward center, not a center power forward. So he's not a natural center. And then Stewie, he's a center power. He's a center power forward, but he's undersized. So we still need another center. And I mean, whether Chet is 120 pounds or 180 pounds, he's 7 feet tall and can protect the rim. That's one thing he can do. And but besides all his other great abilities, so you can look at it from that direction. But like you said, if you getting Bonchero or something, then you're talking about, or Jabari Smith, then you're talking about what is Bagley role, what is going on with Jerami Grant. Because you know what I'm saying, Bagley like plays the same type of position as those guys.
Right. But I think most of those guys are versatile. And I think that's something that Troy Weaver is pretty high on too, is guys that can play and guard multiple positions. So I think that's something that when we're doing these scouting reports, that we're going to have to really take into consideration, because if you don't play defense, I don't know if Troy Weaver is going to draft you. Every guy that he's drafted since he's gotten here has played defense. For the most part. I mean, Saban Lee,
guards and
scrappy, but
guards and Saban Lee exceptions to the rule.
But he tries. He tries to play defense.
No, but like every top pick we've drafted plays defense. Period.
Yeah. So I think that's something that we're gonna have to really
Jabari Smith and Chet are the best defenders by far. It's not even close. Like them two are going to be elite defenders. So, if that's the case. I don't really know how Ivy is on defense.
And that's something that we'll have to wait and see. Because I really haven't seen him play too much defense. All the videos I've seen of him have been offense. And offensively, he's got all the tools.
Man, boy, he got so much juice, man. We got 26 people in the chat. Make sure you guys like the video. If you haven't already, share it, man. And if you have any questions for us, this, like I said, it will be a shorter show, but we definitely had to talk about Saddiq Bey and Jerami Grant. We're gonna get to this rookie of the year talk in a minute. we ended up stopping on some draft talk, because we got March Madness going on. I don't care too much about what's going on in it, but Chet went against Durant yesterday, and neither one of them did anything. They canceled each other out. So what are we saying here? Like, what do you take away from that? They canceled each other out. Like it's almost like they were supposed to do that.
It's kind of what you want to see in a big matchup, though, is like who's going to back down. When you cancel out, it means you did your job, as you guys competed. But at some point, you got to look to try to take that leverage away, and it was just a good matchup.
Yeah, it was a close game too. Like it at the end of the day. So, like, guys like Jalen Duran's gonna be a problem. Let's get this straight.
Mm-hmm.
Chet was going against a dog. Like, that's who's gonna be a problem in the league, definitely. So, like,
but on the flip side, though, if Chet can balance out against guys like Embiid and Jokic, then he'll be all right. If you can hang toe-to-toe with those guys, that's a win.
Be able to guard Embiid, because literally nobody can guard Embiid but Giannis. So,
no, but if you can cancel out the points, if Embiid scores 30 and you can score 30, you just cancel each other out.
I think he can block Embiid shots, because Chet's 7 feet for like a 7'8". Like, he's like Gobert like level length, bro. Like, crazy. And he's way, way more skilled than Gobert could ever even dream of, man. Chet shooting 3, crossing people over, dribbling down court like Jokic and throwing passes. Chet also had 4 blocks against Durant. Yeah, he had a nice little stretch in the beginning of the game against Durant. But like I said, about the top 7 players in this draft are getting really special. And I remember I was watching something and it was talking about how, like, the influx in talent in the NBA is just increasing. Like these players are just coming in just super damn talented now. And so the league is going to be in a very, very interesting spot. And like, it's the rise of the unicorns because whenever Victor Wembanyama, whatever his name is, whenever he come out, like it's going to be another one. Oh, he's too skinny. Okay, bro, have you seen that boy play basketball? Like, so it's just like it's just going to be a weird thing. And I think as much as Detroit Drew didn't want to call him a superstar when he was, your boy Joker about to change the game. We gonna start seeing point guard centers because of Joker. I'm serious. So a lot of things are gonna change in the league. We're gonna start to see some crazy things. Big man gonna be the point guards and the guards gonna be down low. But question, Cade or LaMelo? I gotta go with Cade because he played defense. Simple as that. That's the difference. That's why I said Cade is
great
like
comparison though.
Absolutely. That's why I said Cade is like gonna be the best player in the league or top 3 because like there is no other young player that's came in this league that's a 3-level scorer, a very good defender, and is a solid passer, is a leader, makes players better, has all the clutch intangibles at the end of the game, ice in the veins, complete dog, 6'7", has the side. Like we haven't seen this. Only time we saw it, dude from Akron, Ohio. I just told y'all, man, he just don't got Brown athleticism. So, like, I didn't even think he was gonna be like this on defense. If you heard what I said, I thought LaMelo would be better than Cade, like year 1 or whatever. But have you seen Cade on defense? I mean, he isn't always the best. Sometimes he gives up fouls, but like in big moments, and he can get steals and everything. He doesn't like, and he takes pride in playing defense against the best players. He be trying to challenge the best player. I remember when he was guarding Levine and DeRozan, like, what's up? You know, like I'm like, bro, chill out. Let somebody else guard them, bro. But that's the only reason why. But I just think LaMelo and Cade, we talking about maybe the top 3 players in the league in 5 years. So it is what it is.
It's tough. Like Melo right now is like a better offensive player scoring wise. I think their assists cancel out. They can both pretty much make the same passes.
Yeah, Melo's a better passer.
Melo might be a little bit more flashier with it, but Cade makes those passes too. Just not much flair on them. But when you got guys like Bridges on your team, you can do that. You know, like you can have more fun with it. We don't really have an athletic guy like that on our team that plays with them as much. If Diallo got the same opportunity Bridges did, you'd see that out of Cade, I would feel like. Because Bridges can do those dunks, or Diallo can do those dunks Bridges can do. I've seen him do it before.
Diallo's a freaking dunk champ. What do you mean? Like, of course he can do them. He's a dunk champ.
I feel like people forget that, but
nobody,
if he got that opportunity, he would do it.
Did you see that one?
But Cade's defense ability
in the man, Diallo's crazy. Man, my fault. He's just crazy in game dunking.
I mean, he cleared Shaq. Shaq's what, 7'2"? He cleared him.
Yeah,
7'2".
Diallo would just be like in the open court, do a windmill 360, and just be like, yeah. Like he does that damn near every game now.
Mm-hmm. He makes dunking look so easy. Like Vince Carter was one of those guys that made dunking look easy. Michael Jordan. Diallo's just one of those guys. Like when he's soaring in the air, it's like it's effortless. He's just gliding. It's crazy. He's got crazy hops.
No, absolutely. That's what I'm saying. But he can score the ball too. And we keep saying he got to develop his shooting. Jerami Grant, if you look at the start of his career, it took him like literally a long time to become a solid shooter. I've seen Diallo hit some shots. I think he can develop as a shooter, absolutely.
Because his shot's not terrible.
Like he can score the freaking ball on top of everything. You know what I'm saying? So if they're gonna like, because we seen when it was just him and Saddiq, them boys was dropping 30.
Mm-hmm.
Couldn't do nothing with him. And I'm telling you, Diallo is just so supercharged, man. Like on defense, sometimes he just turns into the best defensive player on the team. Sometimes, like, man, I hope we hold on to him for sure. Halliburton or SGA, which player are you building a team around? Rap Guy Reloaded? Why is this a question? SGA.
Hands down.
What you, man? Come on. SGA is the truth. I recently asked my cousin, would you take SGA over Cade because he was the player we were supposed to trade for Cade? I think he said like, yeah, I snapped on him. I'm like, you delusional. But the point is, that's how good SGA is hooping right now. But never over Cade, no, because SGA wasn't doing this in year one. Melo has vision, yeah. He definitely has a better passing vision. Lonzo or Killian potential, which one that I'm more confident in? Come on, man. Why y'all doing this to me? I ain't gonna answer that. I ain't gonna answer that, man. You already know how I feel about his Zoe, bro. Only because you gotta look at their rookie years. Those was just way better. Just way better. Make sure you guys drop some questions in the chat.
So let me ask you this. I got a question for you. I think, isn't Lonzo a free agent this year or a restricted free agent?
Hell no. He got signed to a 4-year deal for Chicago.
I thought he was a restricted free agent. Or is it
Chicago signed him to a 4-year deal?
Or is it Levine who's a free agent this year?
Oh no, it's Levine.
Okay, that's who it is then. Never mind then. I was gonna ask you if Zoe was available. Is that the guy you'd give up Killian for?
If we could get Zoe, oh my god, we go win a championship. That's how I feel. I'm serious, bro. If you put that man next to Cade, you talking
what about your boy
man,
Westbrook? He's a free agent this year.
No,
he ain't going back to LA.
So originally, first of all, it's Westbrook. Originally, it's Westbrook.
Originally, I'm gonna chill out and call him Westbrook because people are taking that a little bit too far, and I'm not trying to get thrown in that group of people.
Actually, I actually did want Westbrook on this team because I thought he would be a perfect fit before Cade was handling the ball a lot. You talking like earlier in the season where you could tell he wasn't ready to handle the ball. I'm like, hey, you throw Russ over there, we'll be great. He'll supercharge the team and we'll make the playoffs. But now Cade has the keys to the point where I'm like, I don't want Russ coming over here messing that up. And you know how much I love Russ. So like, if he come here, it'll be great, bro. We'll make the playoffs. We'll be supercharged. But he might just have the ball too much. You know what I'm saying? Just for Cade. Cade's at a point where, like, even if he's with a Jaden Ivey, even if he was with a Zach LaVine in the backcourt, he's still handling the ball the most. You know what I'm saying? And on a young team like this, Westbrook will handle the ball the most. So I just wouldn't want to take that away from Cade. It definitely could work. But, you know, that's just how I feel about that personally. But before Cade, where it was clear he was struggling, he was turning the ball over, and Killian and Corey Joe had to be out there. Because really the reason why Corey Joe was starting when we had guys like Diallo is because, like, Cade couldn't really handle the ball handling duties. You know what I'm saying? Because like he would get blitzed a whole lot and double teamed a whole lot. And so you had to have another ball handler like Corey Joseph, veteran ball handler like that out there now. But where he's at now, he's at a totally different level. So I definitely I wouldn't do it necessarily. But Westbrook or John Wall? John Wall doesn't hoop anymore. John Wall got the best job in the entire world. He does nothing and gets paid $40 million.
Yeah.
The best job in the entire universe.
Sign me up.
Like, bro, they like, John, we don't want you to hoop for us, but we'll keep paying you. Like, well, you know what, bro? All right, man, it's all good. I'm a team player. Like, literally giving this man $40 million. He don't gotta do nothing. Nothing. And nobody, like, nothing at all.
I am pulling for him, though. I hope he can make a comeback next
year. No, he's still hooping. He still can hoop. Like, he's still hooping. Like, he's still in hoop shape. I think he's healthy enough to play basketball. He be hooping, in like other rounds and stuff.
I gotta ask everyone in the comments real quick because I know we got a couple of Go Green fans in here. Don't wanna exclude you, JMO, because I know you're on the blue team. How's everyone gonna feel if Michigan State retires Special K tonight? Make sure you drop those comments down below. JMO, how are you gonna feel if CA3 is talking trash to you that his team retired Special K?
Man, you know what, bro? So what? I don't even care. I don't even care, man. I hope they retire Special K tonight, man. At the end of the day, it's forget Duke. I can't stand Duke. I hate Duke. I hate Grayson Allen. So it is what it is, man. I really don't like Duke at all. I was always a North Carolina type person. Can't stand Duke. So
Looks like it's gonna be a good game so far. It's only been a couple minutes.
I
But it's been
like
pretty
Duke when
physical.
Zion was there and Kyrie was there. I like them as players, but I've never been a Duke fan at all. Nothing to do with Coach K ability though. Should K be moved to point forward full time? Hey, I've been screaming he's a small forward for forever, but his position might just not be one. He might just run through three and just be a point. I don't even know what to call him.
A point player.
Right, a point player. like Bron. Like I said, Lil Bron. How many times I gotta tell you this man is young, light skinned, Bron. Just like Bron. Like he just playing point, bro. He play small forward some games, play shooting guard some games, or play point some game. He just point.
But K can do it though. He can guard 1 through 4.
Yes, he can. So as long as that 4 isn't like overly sized, like Laurie Markkinen, who's damn near 7 feet tall.
When you play Cleveland though, that's about it. You
like
can't
Laurie
run
Markkinen's basically 7 foot. So yeah. Is there somebody in the draft that I don't want? Don't draft Jalen Duran unless everybody else is off the board. I'll say that. Nothing to do with how good he's going to be. I just think the other players are better.
I think this is like the first year. Like I'm not like actively
I'm not concerned.
opened against anybody. Like Chat would probably be up there just because of his size, but like if we trapped it, I'm like I wouldn't complain about it.
We have preferences. Like my low end is Duran and Paolo. My high end is Ivy and Chet. Jabari is in the middle. They call Eric Bledsoe Lil Brian. Did Eric Bledsoe do this in his rookie season? Stop it. Come on, man. Like that boy Cade. Like, look what the NBA players say about Cade. I never forget when Cade cooked KD and KD looked at him like, bro, I didn't know you was like that. Like, you remember he got KD on the and one?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, KD looked at him like, yo, this dude right here might be. And you saw what DeRozan and Bradley Beal said. They know Cade that dude, and they all
Kirk
know.
Harden that game, and a couple days later, Harden won out of there.
That's what I'm saying. they know who that man is.
And every time we play somebody, like when we played the Bulls last, like DeMar DeRozan had like a 5-minute stance on how good Cade Cunningham is and how much he liked his game. It's like every time we play one of these stars in the league, they're talking about our guy Cade Cunningham, not about them, but about Cade. I'm just saying, game recognizes game out there.
They know they like, yeah, this kid is special. Like number 1 overall pick. Like Cade, and like Anthony Edwards. Yeah, I would say Cade and Anthony Edwards are probably like the most successful, like number 1 picks in recent memory. Like in their first year, like Zion was out of this world, but he didn't play that much. Markelle Fultz, you know what I'm saying? I can't really think of anybody. You have to start going back to the Hardens and the Currys and the Karl Anthony Towns and stuff like that. So, and you see how much respect they get from NBA players because, I mean, they are special players, man. Do I think Michigan can beat Villanova? I don't know, but it'd be nice. I ain't really been paying attention to the Michigan team like that. We still got Eli Brooks, man. I'm sick of that dude. I've been sick of Eli Brooks for 3 years, bro.
I don't know. Those guys believe in Howard so much, though. They have bought in. They play so hard for him. Even when things aren't going their way, they're scrapping, diving for loose balls, doing whatever it takes to win a game. So, plus their defense played pretty good last night, the other night.
Our culture is phenomenal.
Mm-hmm. I mean, the Fab Five, they're still a brotherhood. Like, they were all pretty much there the other night rooting for him. Like, when you have – that's the same thing as, like, when you go to an NBA organization, the legends are there. Like, anytime you go in the Pistons practice facility and Big Ben or Isaiah Thomas is there, it's like championship presence is there. When the Fab Five's there, it's kind of like an aura. It's like, oh, man, that was something special. People still talk about that team today because of how special it was. So when those guys are there, you're like, man, I'm wearing the same jerseys they were. You play harder. That's why culture is a very big important.
When Isaiah and Ben was in the building, I was like, oh, yeah, we went in this game, and we did win that game.
Yeah.
Just recently. So I was like, yeah.
That was kind of the theme when we had the Andre teams. It's like we retired Chauncey Billups jersey. We're like, all right, we're gonna play hard. We're gonna win. We're playing Golden State's Big Ben jersey retirement night. Yeah, that's a win. And sure as shit, we won both those games. It's just
was
like
that the year was that the year we beat them when they were 7-3-9, or that was after that?
that was the year.
Okay, yeah. See,
but then did you watch Kevin Garnett's jersey retirement?
Yeah, bro. I thought we were gonna beat them, and I'm like, y'all gonna let us do this? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, come on. I'm like, y'all gonna let us do this? And they lucky Cade cooled off a little bit because he had 20. He was going ballistic. If he didn't cool off, like if Cade wasn't a rookie, they would have lost for sure.
Bro, I was just making the point. KG made a statement when he got traded to Boston. He walked on to the court for the first time. He's seen all those banners. He said like the championship aura just like took him over. He's like, yeah, I'm going to be up there one day. I'm going to get a championship here. When you have a winning organization, whether it's college, pros, and there's banners hanging up, when you step in there, man, it changes you because that's instantaneously where you want to be, immortalized in a banner that's going to hang there for the rest of eternity.
Yeah, I was talking about the Paul Pierce joint.
The Paul Pierce.
Eli Brooks won the game. Eli Brooks won the game for us, but I don't like Eli Brooks, man. It's all good. Like, okay, we're gonna get some K Rookie of the Year talk. I think Miles Bridges want to come back. I'm pretty sure he does, but I just don't know what we're gonna do with this team, to be honest with you. Our weakest position is the 2-guard spot. We have to address that position. Bro, Saddiq Bey was a 2-guard that's been transformed into a forward. So now he's been playing forward, so people don't think he's a 2-guard no more. But, like, Saddiq Bey plays like a big 2-guard. That's just my opinion. But it's kind of like how Jaylen Brown plays, because I used to always think Jaylen Brown was a small forward until Boston put him at 2-guard when they had Gordon Hayward, and you just like because they had like another big 4-3 type player, and then Jason Tatum grew to like 6-10, so he was playing the 4 now. You throw Saddiq Bey right there, and you have Cade at the 1. Jerami Grant your 3, Bagley, Stewart, or whoever you want to do that, man. That's just how it is, man. Or you put Cade at the 3, Saddiq at the 2, Jerami Grant at the 4, or Bagley at the 4, and just have you have your little trash one like Corey Joseph. But we still, I mean, I'm not high on Frank Jackson, but we still got Diallo. Diallo can play the 2. We have players that can play the 2, but aren't like a natural 2-guard. But we live in a different type of league. Like sometimes even Killian can play the 2-guard just because he's 6'5" and can guard people. Now he might not give you the offensive stuff, but it just depends on how the game is going. But
I don't know. I really like Livers playing the 2 and Saddiq at the 3.
But Livers is not a 2-guard.
I know he's bigger, but if you can,
Livers is a forward. I mean, I watched this man play for 5 years.
But I mean, if you get size there, so here's what the big lineup would be: you run Killian at the point guard, or not Killian, Cade at the point, Livers at the 2, Saddiq at the 3, Jerami Grant at the 4 if you bring him back, and Bagley at the 5. You're versatile. You can guard multiple positions.
Wait,
you
say that
can
again.
almost anything on defense. And offensively, Cade's going to get most of it. Say the lineup
again.
What's that?
Say the lineup again.
Cade at the 1, Livers at the 2, Saddiq at the 3, Grant at the 4, and Bagley at the 5. And then you can, I mean, Diallo's one of those guys, like you said, he can play the 2. They really play him off a small forward off the bench, but he can play the 2 as good as anybody. He's just not gonna shoot the lights out. He's get to the paint kind of guy. So you have to have floor spacing out there if you want him to be effective. But again, he's someone who can play with Livers. Livers spaces the floor. Saddiq spaces the floor. So I think Livers and Diallo are interchangeable at that 2-guard spot.
Yeah, Livers, man, I told people, man, I kept trying to tell you, I'm like, look, Franz is going to be a better NBA player, clearly, but Livers was the best player on our team, and Franz was on that team, and he was the best player, clearly, on that team. Wasn't even a debate. So that's why we didn't win the championship, Michigan, because we did not have Livers, or we would have won the championship. So I knew he was going to be a beast. Coming into the league. I mean, like his first game, he got minutes hitting threes, playing defense. Of course, he getting cooked because he's a rookie. You know, they attacking him. But oh no, Livers is your typical NBA solid role player, and I don't know where his potential could be. He could be a very, very solid role player, or he could be a very, very good starter, or he could be even better. I
He just
don't
might be
know, but
one of
all
those.
I know, he's gonna be what he is now, a better version of what he is now in the future, for sure.
Not talent or skill wise, or not that they play the same, but he can be like our Marcus Smart, where they can bring him, start him some nights, or other nights he'll spend 2 months coming off the bench and leading the bench unit. Injury comes up, he'll be inserted in the starting lineup, and nothing much will change because he's going to fit with pretty much anyone that's out there on our team right now. He's This is why Troy Weaver's done so good, is because later in the rounds he has found guys that can fit the team. Like Saban Lee doesn't get a whole lot of opportunity, but when Killian's down, he gets the opportunity, and you can see it. Like last night, he was aggressive. He fit in. Not saying that he's ever going to have high hopes or aspirations on this team, but unlike him, Livers, since he's gotten his opportunity here with the Pistons, has done what they thought he was going to do: come in, play defense, and score the ball. I mean, he had what, a 15-point game the other night, and it really is like his first week of getting opportunities. This kid,
Yeah,
man.
he's out here hitting big corner threes and big moments. Like Livers he's a senior, so he's a lot older than these players, man.
Right.
He's ready for this, man. He built for this, bro. Like once he was dunking on people in the G League, I'm like, oh yeah.
Yeah, that
I'm
was the
like
moment
here,
we all knew, like,
I'm
all right,
like,
bring him
here
up.
he come. And y'all know how much I was hyping up this guy when he drafted me. I'm like, bro,
Yeah.
we got Isaiah Livers. I'm like, what? I'm like, Troy Weaver got Isaiah Livers. I'm like, I was in shock because I know very solid 2-3-4 that can play on both. Very, very solid 2-3-4, 3 and D. They can play on both ends, and he can handle the ball. Like he's a very talented player. I don't know if he might be closer to like his ceiling than a lot of other players, but like I said, he's gonna fit on this team. He fits the Piston mode and everything, and I'm very glad that we got him. But so let's talk about my man Cade in the Rookie of the Year race, and we're gonna wrap up the show. We got 22 people in here. Make sure you guys like the video if you haven't already, man. Um, so 15, 10, and 6 once again showed he was better than Evan Mobley. Scotty Barnes having a couple hot games, but this is the thing I said about Scotty Barnes. I said, I'm sorry, Scotty, unless you drop 50, like it don't matter what he does, he not gonna win Rookie of the Year. Literally. They're not going to. This is a Cade and Mobley thing. It's great. It's phenomenal as Scotty is. Y'all remember how high I was on Scotty Barnes coming into the draft. I hope people remember that. But it don't matter what Scotty did. It's really just him and Mobley. But I'll say this: LeBron James didn't make the playoffs, and Carmelo did, and LeBron still won Rookie of the Year. That's all I'm saying. They both averaged 20 a game. So it's been done before. And I think the race is getting very interesting. It's a game by game thing in some people's eyes. But once I knew that Cade had a big chance of winning Rookie of the Year is once I was hearing those reports from the GMs. Like the GMs are getting interviewed, and every single GM was like, "I'm taking Cade over all these dudes." Period. Over Mobley, over Scotty, because obviously the GM know what their eyes tell them. That boy
Mm-hmm.
Cade, a generational talent, bro. So they know that. Not saying that Scotty Barnes or Evan Mobley aren't, but Cade's he's like a pantheon generational talent. That's just my opinion. If he stays healthy throughout his career, I just don't see how he's not a top 3 player in the league. I just don't see it. I just don't see it. Unless somebody else comes in the league that's better than Cade. That's the only way that could happen. If we get Cade with athletic, you know what I'm saying? But he said there ain't no race. Cade Rookie of the Year. Cade gonna win Rookie of the Year. Who ain't Rookie of the Year? Jalen Green. Hey, Jalen Green balling though. I thought, hey, say what y'all want. I know y'all hate the man, but he can play. Can he not? Had 20 last game. But Jalen Green, he's just not better than Cade. We after a lot of deliberation, we established this. Once I realized that Cade was like 6'8", we thought he was 6'8", but he's 6'7". He's 6'7" now. At the time, we thought he was 6'8", but once I realized he was that, I'm like, oh yeah, you got to take this dude over Jalen Green because he can playmate. That's literally what it was. But it's not nothing that Jalen Green is better than Cade at outside of his athleticism. We know that. Really, it's not nothing. None of them guys are better than Cade outside of Mobley basically being versatile on both ends. I think Mobley is like the most versatile on both ends of the floor. But we'll see. What's your thoughts, man?
Um, you have to give Jalen Green credit this last 10-game stretch. He's been scoring 20, but he waited too long to get consistent to be winning Rookie of the Year this year. Next year, we'll have to see what he'll be in the award for, if he'll be most improved or what, because all he's missing is just a night in, night out consistency. And once he gets that, he'll be a 20-point per game scorer every single night, and you'll be like, I don't want to play this guy. I got to give a shout out to Scotty Barnes. He cracks me up the other night playing the Lakers. They asked him what LeBron meant to him, and he said, I grew up more of a Kobe fan.
Kobe, baby, Kobe. We already know.
Give a
Kobe
shout out to
over
that.
here,
I love
baby.
hearing that. But offensively, he doesn't do enough. He's been scoring 20 points. He's had a good stretch, but it's not enough, unfortunately. Mobley is the only other competition for Cade. Every power ranking you go for Rookie of the Year, it's Mobley number 1, Cade number 2. Who's doing these votes? I don't know, because that should not be the case. Not that Mobley doesn't deserve it, because he's the second best player in this draft class. But Cade had legit a 2.5 months span, scoring 20 points every single night and flirting with triple doubles left and right. One night he's got 10 boards and 7 assists. One night he's got 10 assists and 8 boards. Like, he's been flirting with the triple double every single night. He's doing it all. Defensively, it's there, and he doesn't even have all of his offensive tools yet. If he's this good as a 20-year-old rookie on one of the worst teams in the NBA, what is he going to look like 4 or 5 years down the line when he's in his prime? The Pistons have a complete roster around him. Saddiq's at his prime. We're in the playoffs. How scary is he going to be then there? Because if he's this good now, he's miles ahead of these other rookies.
And that's what I've been saying. because if you look at his game under a microscope, Cade's, and I'm not like attacking him when I say this, he's very unpolished, and he's this damn good. Like, it's over. Mm-hmm. Like, it's not even close. It's not.
He's careless with the ball. He turns it over a lot. When he cracks that down and is able to read what the defense is doing every single time, he already does such a great job of knowing where the ball needs to go. When he can study the players, know what players are going to be in what position, it's a wrap. It's over. There's nothing you're going to be able to do to stop Cade Cunningham, because he's one of these guys like LeBron. I'm not the biggest LeBron fan in terms of being the GOAT, but you have to realize he's a top 5 NBA player of all time. Because of his ability to either just dominate you with his scoring ability or making the right play and getting his teammates set up. That's what James was talking about when he's comparing him to LeBron. That's what he brings to the table. He doesn't need to score to win. He's putting his team and himself in the best position to win every single night, trying to make the best play. These other rookies, it's like, if it's not them, they're out of it. They haven't learned how to win as a team yet. Although I would have to say Mobley's pretty close to that, because they're a higher playoff team. Scotty Barnes, it's just because his team has got like a lot of scoring on it as well. Toronto just won the championship not that long ago. They have a winning organization. However, Cade is doing this without much being here. There really wasn't a leader here, whereas some of those other teams, they've been around for a little bit longer. They've had guys there. Jerami Grant was the oldest player on the team and the longest tenured. No, I think Killian was the longest tenured Piston last year. So there really wasn't a guy to help bring Cade in. Cade's had to do everything pretty much by himself and make the rest of the team, buy into him. And he's doing that. You look at these other teams, it's still like, is it Mobley's team or is it Garland's team?
It's Garland's team.
It's Garland's team.
Like,
you look at Toronto. Is it Scotty Barnes' team yet?
Hell no. Siakam is a champion. Yet.
Houston, you could say it might be Jalen Green's team, but they haven't done anything.
Yeah.
Whose team is the Detroit Pistons right now?
Okay, it's definitely
Cade Cunningham. They gave him the keys to the franchise a month into his stint. They're like, here you go, man. You're that damn good. That's the difference. It really is. You have
the main thing is the
best players in the league. You have all these legends of the game talking about Cade Cunningham this, Cade Cunningham that. and it's still not enough to the media that they put Mobley ahead of him. It's a close race. It is, but Cade's a
He done
rookie of the
played
year.
Mobley 3 times and showed you 3 times I'm better than this dude. Like
The only rookie that Cade doesn't have a winning record against is Josh Giddey, and that's only because he played him once. Everyone else, he's 2-1 against. I think he only played Jalen Green once, but he's 1-0 against him, where he actually played.
oh yeah,
He's beaten everybody.
that was the game, Drew, where I realized that Cade was gonna be Cade because I
Mm-hmm.
remember I told you I was like, okay, Cade, you've been struggling. I don't care what your percentage is looking like, boy. You better go out here and fucking cook Jalen Green ass because remember he wasn't playing like percentage wise well at all at that point.
Mm-hmm.
And he went out there with like, bro, I don't know who the fuck y'all thought this shit was. I'm Cade. We gonna win this game, and I'll play Jalen Green even if he scores more points. And that's when I was like, oh yeah, he's that dude. Like that's why I was like, yep, he's that dude. Because it's the thing about no matter how you playing, can you do something when we need you to do? Like this is the big game. I don't care if you've been scoring 1 point for the last 35 games. In this game, we need you to score 35. And the stars that deliver in those moments are the championship players, man. And so, and once he did that, that's when I knew that he was going to be super, super special. But and the thing is, this is the difference though. Cade is running the team, and that's why I'll give LaMelo a lot of credit because LaMelo is probably like and Ja Morant. Those are like the only guys that have had this type of responsibility day one. Even though LaMelo had a whole lot of ball handlers with Rozier and Gordon Hayward, but he had to go over there and be a leader of that team. He's the best player on the team now. So like,
and they tested Melo. They had him starting off the bench,
right? Which was fucking egregious. You know, I was not liking that. I was fucking like, how the fuck? But whoo, like egregious. But those guys have way more responsibility than these other guys. You know what I'm saying? Way more responsibility. And if we like without Scotty or without Jalen Green, Toronto and Houston can still reach all of their potential. And they can be great. They don't need those players to be great. Without Cade, you know, Saddiq can drop 50 on the Magic. Right? On the Magic? Yeah, on the worst team in the NBA. But without Cade, we're not anything. We're a trash team, period.
Mm-hmm.
And those other players, even without Mobley, Cleveland's still a playoff team because Darius Garland and Jarrett Allen are the best players on that team. That's just the facts. Mobley is phenomenal. I told y'all generational talent. I told y'all that before he got drafted. So we not downplaying Mobley, but they don't like if we don't have Cade, bro. It's that's it, bro. Like for real. And those other teams is not in that situation. And you can say the same thing for Ja and like LaMelo. Now I know when Ja was hurt, Memphis went 11-5, and I know without LaMelo, the Hornets are a loaded team. But without those guys, they not doing nothing or coming close to doing anything, bro. Let's be honest. They not doing anything serious. And it's the same. It's that same way with our team. And at the end of the day, Cade is a better player than these guys.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that's not being biased. It's just the truth. It's just the truth. But
and next year, all these non-believers are going to find out.
Oh man, I feel like I think he could average 18. He might average 20. I'm like, he boy gonna come averaging 20 next year. From a talent evaluation standpoint, Cade is the best rookie talent wise and on paper and eye test wise by playing. Is drop your questions and then we're gonna wrap up the show. Drop some questions in the chat. Is Josh Giddey overhyped for a rookie putting up Lonzo stats? No, I believe Josh Giddey is Lonzo without defense. Seriously. If Lonzo didn't play defense and wasn't like a shooter type player, you would have Josh Giddey. I think Josh Giddey is a very, very, very good player. I really do. I really like him a lot. All around great player. I like him. That's what I'm saying. This draft class is just gonna be. It's gonna go down in history. It really is. Because you just have players like Josh Giddey's not a top 5 player in this draft class. Like, is he? I think he might be 5. But then you got Jonathan Kuminga playing and saying Kuminga's not a top 5 player in this draft class and he's that good. You know, that's just what we got to think about. Who wins the chip for Eastern and Western Conference? I got Milwaukee into somebody dethrone them. And in the West, I don't freaking know.
Yeah.
Phoenix, maybe Phoenix should win, is what I'll say. Phoenix should win. They have the best team. But the West is like anybody can be anybody. I really, really believe that. Outside of only team who can't beat, like the Lakers can't beat Phoenix. They can beat any other team. But Phoenix just, if you just look at it from a basketball, they just have just too much top to bottom, even for LeBron and AD and Westbrook, because all the production of those three I just named, playing their best, like playing their best, Phoenix can match all of that, and then they got a bench, and that's what the Lakers don't got. So they can't beat Lakers, can't beat Phoenix. But other than that, I think neither could Dallas. But other than that, any team could beat any team. So that's why I don't really know, but it should be Phoenix. We should have a Phoenix Bucks repeat. That's what it should be.
With Phoenix, though, it's going to depend on if Chris Paul can stay healthy. That's what Chris Paul teams always come down to.
Right.
If he comes back and stays healthy, I don't think there's a team out west in 7 games that's going to be able to take him out. I think that their toughest challenge would be Golden State, but Golden State has not looked like Golden State for a majority of the season.
Golden State, man, they ain't done. Man. They ain't doing nothing this year. I'm sorry. Like
No,
they're done.
Not. They're probably not, but they're one of those teams though. Is like,
oh, they can flip the switch.
Curry and Clay, one of those guys is going to get hot in a 7-game series. If you can survive that punch, you'll be able to beat them. Easier said than done, but like Utah is like they're good. They're a great team. But it's the same team they've had for like the last 3 years. They're not getting over the hump. They don't have enough. Like Mitchell's great. Gobert's a great defensive player. They got great role players in Mike Conley and Bogdanovich and Brogdon or whatever the other one. I can't remember. They got too many white guys. Or Ingles is what I was thinking of. They're good, but they're not getting out the West. So I do think that a team like Minnesota has a chance to make a name for themselves because – I don't think enough people are talking about them. Have you seen what they've been doing as a unit?
That's why you notice I said any team could be any team, and I didn't. I would add the Clippers to that. I didn't say Minnesota couldn't be any team because I'm like, look, I don't expect nothing from y'all, but they just got too many talented players, and boy, on any given night, Anthony Edwards can be the best player in the NBA. So can Cat. So yeah, they got talent. They have enough talent. We don't know if they can do anything with it.
I'm still with Milwaukee in the East, though. It's like everyone's talking about Philly. They don't have enough chemistry to work it out. Maybe next year will be their year, but it's too soon for them to win a championship. Brooklyn, we have yet to see Ben Simmons play with them. We don't know how that's going to work. I just don't know if they're ready yet. Talent-wise, they have enough. Miami, yeah, they're tough, but can they beat Giannis again? Highly unlikely. Highly unlikely. I still think Giannis is the best player in the league, and until someone can beat him otherwise, I can't say anyone but Giannis is coming out the East. He's better than Brooklyn. Better than KD.
Say whatever you want, and you could even argue their team is better. But once Brooklyn lost James Harden, it's almost like they lost the thing that they needed to beat Giannis. Like, because all three of them together is just like, even with Wash Harden, it's just like, bro, what are you gonna do? You know what I'm saying? But now that Harden left, and like I said, you could argue this team is better. You could really argue that. But when them playoffs hit, it's gonna come down to Kyrie and KD, and then Giannis and Chris Middleton, and it's gonna come down to that third player, and the third player is Drew Holiday, and that's all I got to say about that. And Brooklyn don't got no player. They don't have no player better than Drew Holiday outside of Kyrie and Kevin Durant.
That's going to be the matchup is how well is Drew Holiday going to be able to guard Kyrie for, well, it's going to depend on the COVID stance. It might only be 3 games.
Right. If they don't have Kyrie, come on, man. They don't got Kyrie, bro. They ain't beating them without Kyrie.
Yeah. That's why that's going to be like, that's like the what if about Brooklyn is like, is Kyrie going to be there for all 7 games? If he's not, they have no chance because Giannis and KD are going to pretty much, like we talked about, even out. It's going to be a wash. It's about the rest of the players. So then it's going to be Seth Curry versus Chris Middleton. Not dissing Seth, but give me Chris Middleton. It's like, what else do they got?
Chris Middleton is that dude. He that dude.
And we all know how Andre does.
He saved Giannis' legacy twice, bro. Saved Giannis' legacy twice.
Mm-hmm.
Kept him from getting swept when he literally had the greatest season of all time, damn near. And then he won the freaking Eastern Conference Finals without this man. And Drewski gets a lot of credit. Drewski gets a whole lot of credit too. But Chris Middleton is that dude. And so is Kyrie though. So it's just like, yeah, look, true. I need a whole segment talking about Kyrie. This dude is the man.
Because he's a top 3.
Kyrie is the most skilled basketball player of all time, man. Y'all know Kobe Bryant is my favorite player ever. But the difference between them two is Kobe handles is not like this, bro.
I don't think we've seen a player with those kind of
handles. They not like this. Either. He has all the Kobe moves, and then he has those handles.
Yeah. And he's a shooter.
Like, bro, the dude is like, man, that's why he's like my second favorite point guard in the league for a long time, man. Because I feel like when I get older, my child asks me about point guards, I'm not saying Steph Curry or none of the. I'm going to say Kyrie first because he is the most amazing out of all of these guys. And I know what Steph is, but Kyrie can do that same thing and then dribble circles around the whole squad. Like, bro, it's just insane. And that's one thing that Steph can't do. He can do it, but not at the level of Kyrie. Any more questions? What kind of cap space will we be working with this offseason? Don't we have like the most cap space or something like that?
But yeah, we're like top 2 or 3 in terms of cap space. I mean, we have enough money to sign somebody good, but you look at like the top free agents, they're supermax players. And, you got like Zach LaVine. I want to say he's restricted. Maybe it's DeMar because I know DeMar is a free agent too.
That's Zach is the one that could leave if he wanted to, but that's not gonna happen.
No, I don't think so.
No way in hell. But
But yeah, we got some money, man. Kawhi's a free agent. I seriously doubt he's coming to Detroit, but he's a free agent.
Wait, Kawhi's a free agent?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, go get Kawhi.
Yeah.
Hey, go get Kawhi. Shoot. I don't think he would. I don't know, Detroit. He might like. We kind of fit this person out. I don't know. But I feel like he want to stay in LA though. But I don't know. You go get Kawhi, we gonna win a championship next year if he healthy. I'm telling you that right now.
I think those are like the top names in free agency. But I mean, there's a ton of good role players out there, just a ton that we could bring in and would help make us better. So if we don't make like a huge splash, I know that's been the debate right now, is do we make one big splash or a bunch of little ones? And I'm kind of on the train. Like, we've been making a bunch of little splashes. It's time to make the big splash. We're ready for it. It's like you have to make sure it's the right guy because we've gotten burnt several times in trying to make the big splash. We won't. I think we've beaten the dead horse with this one. We won't mention those names. But if you can bring in a guy like, I think Jimmy Butler's a free agent. I know he'd probably be like the lower end of superstars out there, but a guy like Jimmy Butler might be what this team needs. You know how much better he would make Cade and Saddiq? He's challenging people. And right now, I feel like this Pistons team is getting challenged left and right. Every single night, people are double-teaming Cade. People are trying to say Cade's not Rookie of the Year. We're not a great team. We're the second worst team in the East. So, I mean, getting a guy like Jimmy Butler to come here was going to be tough on its own, but he pushed Minnesota. Pretty much called them all out. And now because of that, Cat had a grown up. Andrew Wiggins has grown up. He made his first All-Star game this year. Minnesota's in the playoffs. So I'm just saying, a guy like Jimmy Butler might not be the wrong move if he will come.
Wait, Jimmy Butler is a free agent?
Yeah, I was just looking up. He's a free agent.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, boy. Hey, we get Jimmy buckets. We talking about a problem, bro.
This free agency,
you don't want that problem,
pretty
bro.
stacked.
As my boy Day, you don't want zero problems, big fella. Y'all don't want us making a big move because the Pistons will win it. We are a team that wins championships when we have a good team. Period. When our
Put
team is
Marvin in
good,
timeout. He said Blake Griffin's a free agent. Marvin, man,
man,
get
come
out of
on, man.
here.
When Blake, I'm about to say Blake, but when the Pistons have a good team, we win the championship. Period. You get us a Jimmy Butler or who was the other guy, Kawhi. You get us one of them crazy players and watch what happened year two. Year two. Stop. Y'all don't want them problems, man. Y'all don't want them problems. For real. Rap Guy Reloaded says, is Giannis top 10 in NBA history? Personally, I say yes.
I think he will be. He's not there yet because you have to have some pretty
Now I'm
big,
talking
like,
about like
all
when his
time.
career is over. Yeah, he had top 10 NBA history.
When
Period.
it's over, probably, yeah.
All he would need is literally one more championship to solidify it. Absolutely solidify it, and he's gonna win at least 2 more championships throughout his career. He'll find a way to get a couple more chips, but
He's probably gonna win at least 2 more MVPs.
Yeah, at least one.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
one,
So you got a 3-time MVP defensive player of the year. You probably win another defensive player of the year too. So
he's in the running for it this year.
No, I think he should win it this year. I don't think he's been a better defensive player, but who knows? But it is what it is. I think he will end up top 10, but I'll just put him there now because I'm biased. I admit my biases. There's one thing about me, man. I'm unapologetic about it. I'm taking Larry Bird over Giannis. Right now, Larry Bird is over Giannis right now, but I can't, that's the truth.
It's gonna get crazy in like 20 years when we start talking top 10 because there's been so many great players that have just been through this league.
Right,
I feel like the top 10 in basketball in 20 years is gonna be tougher than the top 10 in football.
When KD retires, it's gonna be a lot of it's a lot of people that wouldn't put KD over people because of they don't like him or whatever. I might be one of them, but like when he retired, people gonna have it's gonna be some combos because like Larry Bird, Kevin Durant, I love Isaiah Thomas. What if Giannis gets 2-3 more rings? Like now you talking about taking out some of the greatest to like Shaq could get put out the list, and that's freaking Shaq. You right about that, man. Absolutely, man.
Definitely crazy to think about.
At least when you look at the pantheons we have in the league right now. It's really only one right now. That's Giannis. We'll see if somebody else can reach that level. People think Jokic and Embiid can reach their level. They definitely could. I wouldn't be surprised if Denver won a championship because Jokic is just that good, bro. Like,
if they can get Jamal Murray and MPJ back this year, then MPJ, then they'll be scary. But right now, it's like they don't. It's just Jokic. He's got no one else.
No, if they I don't think they could beat Milwaukee. I really don't think they could beat any team coming out the East because I feel like whatever team come out the East is going to they went through it. Like they went through the fire. Like I don't think they could win the championship this year, even if they had everybody, because I just think the champion is coming out of the East unless it's Phoenix. That's just what I believe. No matter whoever come out the East is definitely going to get the chip, man. But all right, y'all. We'll wrap up the show and we'll do final thoughts if you have any, Drew, man. Thanks you to everybody that showed up on the spontaneous show, man. Saddiq Bey dropped 50. He gonna be legendary. We talking about a perennial all-star, legendary basketball player in Saddiq Bey. And Cade, the future best player or top 3 player in the league at worst. Balling out and continuing to advance his rookie of the year race, outplaying Mobley for a 3rd game. And we talked about my man Jerami Grant and some draft talk, man. Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. It's DSA above the rim. Drew, you got some final thoughts?
Yes, sir, man. Thanks to everyone for rocking with us tonight. A little Free Smoke Sunday for the peeps. We will be back next weekend on my channel, so stay tuned for all of that. And the future's getting brighter and brighter every single game, man. Cade's looking better. Saddiq's looking better. We got a bunch of young guys that are hurt right now that we're not seeing. Like, I know you guys are hard on Killian, but trust me, man, they're doing exactly what they want from him. He's not going to be the guy on this team. You got to realize that. It's this Cade's team. Saddiq's got second dibs. So those 2 guys are the main vocal points. Everyone else is just trying to fit in with the team. So once we can get the right pieces in here, playoffs, and then higher aspirations. But next year, man, definitely thinking playoffs. And not just getting there, but winning a game, winning a series, and getting to the second round. So that's where the expectations for this team, now that you got a real player like Cade Cunningham, they're gonna start, man. And when you start getting higher expectations, when you don't meet them, that's when darker days are going to be here for this franchise. Is how you're going to react when you don't meet those expectations. Because right now, there's not too many of them. They're going to start to go up because you can only have so many years where you can tank, where you cannot try to win. And I think that Troy Weaver's got this timetable where next year is the start of winning. We might not be the best team, but we're going to be a hard team, and you're going to be proud of this team next year. So you just got to stay tuned. The dark days are over, the Cade, and the future is here.
Absolutely. Couldn't have said it better, man. And future is bright. I feel happy for Pistons fans because Detroit fans, we've been through a lot, man. Like in all of the fan bases, and the Pistons and the Tigers are really about to be for real. I'm happy for y'all. And the Lions are at least better than the Matt Patricia era. So, look on the bright side, yo.
Yeah, I'll definitely be going to a few Tiger games this year. So if you guys are at Comerica Park, you never know when I'll be there. You gotta stay tuned.
Oh, I'm definitely gonna be at some Tigers games too, for sure. I've been at a whole lot of Pistons game. I'm probably gonna hit a 1 or 2 this week. I'm definitely hitting 1 for sure, but maybe 2 if I feel like.
I was looking at the rest of the games this year at home. There's not too many that I want to go to.
Now I want to go to that Hawks game because I want to watch Killian Strap, Trae Young in person.
I was thinking about going to that one, and I think the other one I was looking at was Milwaukee. But I've gone to see him play
other
Milwaukee
one I was looking at was
times. Like I don't want to see us lose anymore.
Yeah, no, the other one I was thinking about going to was the Dallas game because I've never seen Luka play in person.
I've seen Luka play in Detroit for a preseason game, and it was probably one of the best preseason games I've ever seen. Like they were actually going at it. I can't remember who.
Yeah, Luka's gonna come here. He gonna be supercharged.
Yeah,
like especially going against Cade, he gonna be supercharged. That's what I'm like. So I'm probably definitely gonna hit that Hawks game though. But
and I think the only other one was Washington, and I did not want to go to that game at all.
No, we got like 4 or 5 more home. We got like 4 home games this week.
That's crazy, man. This year flew by, man.
No, it's crazy. I can't believe the season is like over. And I'm like, it was 82 games this year. It's because they were playing so many freaking games.
Yeah.
Like in a week. Like it's games all the time. Yeah, we got the Knicks. Like I ain't going to that shit. And then the Blazers tomorrow. But all right, you guys, man. We'll see you guys later on Drew channel, man. It's Above the Rim. We out.
Peace out.